We're just some chopped liver over here. The fuck are we?
No, come on, guys. All right, hey, we're here for commentary episode 302 with our very lovely Omaze winners.
Hello.
And I'm Justin Roiland.
I'm Dan Harmon.
I'm Jordan Brock, Omaze winner.
Otherwise, you're just an inert chunk.
And his friend Lance, who said he wasn't going to say
He's here
anything
too.
because
I'm
he's
here,
shy.
but
This is the last you hear of
Come on, Lance, you could talk.
This is it.
Yeah. Jordan is a medical student whose home was completely fucking wiped the hell out by Hurricane Irma.
Hashtag Irma was a bitch.
Pretty amazing.
So, what do you think of that, America and other countries?
Anyways, this I love Jerry's windbreaker and hat outfit. I kind of insisted on it because the idea was this season, instead of having the "you killed Kenny" be the potential divorce of the parents, it became let's deal with the divorce because lots of people have parents that are actually separated, and one of the things that we all talked about like having parents in separation is the fact that their clothes change and how traumatizing that
This
could
is
be.
very Dan pulling from his actual real
Just seeing your
experience.
dad hanging out in a windbreaker all of a sudden because it's like it was what was in the back seat of his car, or he's just going through changes.
Hello?
So Jordan, when we came up with this title sequence, what were you going for?
So I wanted to throw in as many Plumbuses as I could, so I threw them in the bottom left of almost every scene here. You can't. Well, there was one there, and there's one there. You can see it. Look in the bottom left, coming up here on the left.
You can see it if you're
There it is,
on-
Plumbus.
There's
See?
Plumbuses in the foreground there. I didn't
Oh,
know
there's
that.
one. Oh shit! I
lot of
actually did not know
Plumbuses.
that either.
Jordan also
Holy
pointed
shit.
out that in when Jerry owns the garage, he has his Appley Award stored in the garage.
That was last episode, right?
No, it's this one. Oh wait, shit! It was last episode. Yeah, fuck.
They all have mohawks. High fade chartreuse with cyan.
Chartreuse.
This is a Ryan Ridley line.
Was it chartreuse?
Yeah, well, the description of the Mohawk.
I'm so like out of touch with who wrote what.
Well, yeah, I don't usually remember, but
I thought that was a Becker line. What? Chartreuse with cyan. Cyan? Is that how you pronounce it? Hello.
oh, who knows?
It's Celine Dion, I think is what you're looking for.
Oh, Celine.
There, you're close enough.
Hey, you guys ever see her mansion in Malibu? Oh, I'm thinking of Barbra Streisand.
So what is this thing he's getting here? What isotope?
That's isotope. something.
It's just a thing that he likes. It's just
Very special.
You know, Rick's obviously never looking for money or gold. So we have to have him look for sciencey things.
I mean, look, you know that shit can do some pretty powerful stuff. I mean, look at it floating in that little special glass or some sort of clear, translucent container.
Yeah. This, oddly enough, this episode, and if Jane Becker were here, she would probably have more
was cool.
more insight from the victim perspective because she's the writer on it that had to go through so many rebreaks, but we just never got a handle on this episode in its original form. Believe it or not, this episode began conceptually with a bookalizer, a Gumby-inspired device that Rick had created to allow people to go into books.
I still believe that there was there was some magical stuff. I mean, not to say
that like many of our it will end
We
up
all
doing
did.
that episode, but it just we couldn't.
What's that little?
We just couldn't figure out the story of the bookalizer. It ended up being somehow mutated into fuck it. They go to a goddamn let's
Yeah,
just
Mad
keep it
Max.
simple.
yeah.
Because regardless, the idea was also let's carry through this divorce concept and let's start dimensionalizing summer, starting with the idea that when your parents are divorcing, that's like you start you go into your goth phase or your anarchist phase or your atheist phase or your whatever your previous life wasn't.
Yeah, both the kids are acting. They're dealing with it in this episode. That was always. I guess it was more about Summer dealing with it in the previous versions of this episode, and then this episode sort of opened the door for giving us a way for Morty to deal with it in his own kind of
We're still here.
He's suppressing it up until the
I'll level with you.
the blood dome. Where he kinda starts
That
to-
cannibal joke never got landed. I could talk for the next 20 minutes about how it pisses me off. Justin, and I always respect it and derive inspiration from it when Justin insists on things. Justin,
Wait, did I fuck that one up?
Justin was passionate about the idea of Rick eating human flesh.
No, wait a minute. No, that wasn't me. I didn't want him to fucking actually swallow it. That wasn't me.
Let's move on. We have guests.
Okay, yeah. No, but I swear to God, Harmon, that was not. I did not want. That could have been just a. Who knows who to blame? It's a blameless thing. I didn't want him to swallow.
No, but that's the problem. I think probably because of what you're saying right now is probably why he now reaches into his mouth and pulls it out. It's like making it not funny at all.
Oh, yikes.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a goddamn
Somebody stop me.
travesty.
Wait, what did you want him to do?
It's like going off of the idea that he's supposed to, like the joke is that he's pretending he's trying to force.
Oh, he's
the
like
idea.
tricking.
It's like, and it's just about timing. Like he orders the flesh and then Morty's watching him, and so he takes a bite of it and he's chewing, and Morty's like, "Are you seriously gonna act like you think?" And then Rick like takes a beat, swallows it, and then comes to the conclusion, "No, I give up." He gave it its go. But let's move on.
I was confused.
What does he name this thing? Armathy?
Yeah, Armathy.
Armathy.
That I feel like is a Becker thing.
Stop! This is horrible! Just stick and move!
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Armathy.
So all this stuff happening in the background, how much of that you guys scripted, or is it just the artist?
The artist, yeah, it's like we just
drawing.
an incredible team on the show that just pluses everything. And then also Bardell, like a lot of the animation.
The boomy holes, clinging to the lie of the before 4 times. The
I just I love that.
leaving only their
I love that this all is sort of 90s. You know, it's like they've crossed into
All your wordy word books.
You mean dictionaries?
they've crossed into an alternate reality where shit went down in the 90s.
That
So there's,
line
like,
from Joel McHale, who is Hemorrhage, you mean dictionaries, had to be recorded on Joel's phone and texted to us at the very last minute because we accidentally, accidentally in quotes, like over the time, it's like that punchline got removed somehow, and we never had Joel saying it. The whole boomy does the whole run with the apocalyptic baby speak, and then the punchline is you mean dictionaries, and I take full blame. Like I think I overwrought that scene so much that at one point I ended up destroying the punchline, and then realized it all too late with objective vision, and had to text Joel, and he had to record on his phone. I was like, he's in a bucket, he can record it on his phone.
yeah. You hear that, guys? Joel's a hero. Cast him.
Thank you.
He'll give you pickups from his phone.
Yeah. So the community actors that have been in Rick and Morty are
Good job,
As
champ.
follows.
Yvette Nicole Brown.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Rick?
No.
I don't know. I'm
You're just listing.
I get so worried about
height, order of
forgetting her
height.
that
There is
I remembered her at the top erroneously.
Well, eventually she'll make it in. Our goal is to get them all in here at some point, as the show marches forward through 1,000 seasons, long after we're dead, just like Walt Disney is long in the grave, and Mickey Mouse is still running around like a cocksucker.
All right, what is that? A Bluetooth logo on his crotch?
Oh yeah, baby. Y'all like Bluetooth? Well, so do we. We hid one on a crotch. No, wait, what do you mean? Oh, shit. I'm not gonna
That was
lie.
a lot shorter than I remember.
Yeah, well, these things fly by, let me tell you. Oh, by the way, there's a fucking, I did not notice this, but we put a shout out to Abel, the weekend, on the front of the car that Rick is driving
Oh, nice.
with the XO.
Listen to me, both of you. Get out of this
Fans of us ripping off Scud the Disposable Assassin will be
two of you here.
Thrilled.
delighted by the big muscular arm on Morty. I think
Oh, is that? I didn't even know that. Are
it's
you
kind
serious?
of evocative. Scud goes through a few issues where he has a human arm.
What? I did not even fucking know that. Well, I guess that goes that. Oh Jesus!
There's a professional arm wrestler with a giant arm. Have you seen that?
I never
that guy?
liked the
gotta look that
portal.
up.
The portal didn't work for me in the garage.
Really?
It was too open. It was too big. Well, it just needed to be a little
Oh,
smaller.
I thought you meant the concept.
Oh
of,
God, no.
I love that.
Concept is fucking amazing. It's
Yeah.
just the execution of size of the portal.
It's just like a huge triumph
Nitpicky.
of our show that you have a show where you can have tension about what's going on with the kids in a show where it's okay to have a fucking car come through a hole in the ceiling.
And then you're right back in the garage in the house, and it's like, yeah.
Totally flourished.
Well, yeah, and it's John Mayer, who did commentary on the last episode. I loved that he, when I asked him, "What do you love about Rick and Morty?" That's the first thing he said was basically that there's we bypassed the friction that happens to most sitcoms about what if somebody found out there was an alien in their house.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Boring. Seen it.
Watched your family burn.
It's called Alf. Ever heard of it?
Willie. Jordan, as a medical student, what do you think about the muscle memory aspect of this?
100% fact. Absolutely.
Could it be true?
Oh, absolutely true. Yeah. You heard muscle memory before?
Yeah, I mean it's
You
right
don't
there
work
in
out
the
for a
phrase.
couple months. You work out once. Boom. Arm is
Your arm remembers that
absolutely.
your wife was killed by
They know sign
wasteland
language,
savages.
absolutely everything.
I love it. It's so ridiculous.
Grandpa stole your god.
Oh, this is
Oh,
a
it's the
great
best scene
scene.
in the whole
Don't
episode.
apologize, and we have
And this
no
is
God.
truly, I think Jane Becker really shining.
And the one between a Deathstalker and his car.
I hope I'm not. It's hard when you're trying to credit different writers and stuff and going like I hope that nobody's like, wait, what are you talking about? I wrote this scene. I had a big fucking part of this, but I really feel like Jane's
One has seen
first
my
draft of this scene like kind of didn't change. But I do know that as far as the guy coming in, the intern with the coffee guy,
Yeah, that's Ridley.
that's a very Ridley thing.
Yeah. I mean, so much so that we just cast Ridley to do the voice.
No.
Yeah.
I love the tan. The
Yeah, the fucking, yeah, exactly. Like he's.
Kind of mustache.
Oh.
In that it's a specific facial.
I will
accessory.
say, having
So
just
it's
credited
kind of
Jane,
Do you guys
like
like the phrase hat
give
in hat?
give a homie
No, I
who's
like
speaking
it. And obviously what I like shouldn't matter.
credit for this
It's
monologue that then happens.
Oh, yeah. Spencer Grammer.
I'm just thinking.
Right? Or no, you're talking about your boy.
It's me.
Oh, shit. Jesus.
God damn it.
Oh, that's
the,
right.
the
Oh,
poet
the
laureate
fu-
of Rick and Morty.
I got it. Okay, yeah. The this monologue here.
I mean, this is all of us.
Yeah, this is you. This
is
is
all
you.
of us operating as a great basketball team. It's like Jane is like
Pass the ball.
She's doing a great job, like finding Summer's point of view and like how this like this conversation starts to happen. And it's like kind of a meet cute this thing that's happening, and then the ball passes for the horrible male fragility monologue about that she has to just interrupt by kissing, and it's like you just feel bad for women in general. That you realize all the times you've gotten a kiss like this, it's because the woman felt bad for you and wanted you to shut the fuck up.
I am
I feel
separate.
bad for Ethan. What about our boyfriend Ethan with the anatomy park in his body? What's he doing? Now?
Morty?
Poor guy.
He's all mutilated now.
That poor guy.
There's something to be said for that guy in a later episode.
It's dinner time.
So I kind of feel like
A real
this robot stuff fits in the same category as the Roy game in that
like less
it's the
about
kind of
food
thing
than
that
the emotional
you could have made your own episode about.
Yeah.
But if you made an episode about it, it would disservice it. And at the same time, it's kind of competing with the rest of the episode. It's like, oh, so he made robots of the kids.
It's so great that he thought that's all he had. Like he like Rick. I also love this episode because Rick just thought, fuck this. This will be easy, and then it's not. You know, it's like it's sort of a lot more difficult than he
All I
he
know is
anticipated.
literally you
Later in the
look
season, he offers Beth a chance to clone herself. He could have cloned the kids here and just had a clone. Right?
happy.
Hey man, take it easy over there.
Jordan's been
I love that though.
he's been circling.
He's redditing us.
Canonical inconsistencies. Like
Wait a minute.
Well,
like,
when
I'd say like a shark, but I should say like a
No,
medical
listen,
we were
student.
eating before, and he talked about
Rick-
when episode 4 was going to drop.
Rick was on a timeline here. He said, "I got 3 hours. All right, I got this." You know, he's like, it was under more. There was
pressure.
actually
I
a
get it.
scene that got lifted where he was like,
Carbon-based
you know, stressing that we were like, "Fuck it, let's cut
Oh,
that."
that's right. Yeah.
And
fuck is wrong with you two?
you know, it's like, you know, yeah, you can clone somebody, but that takes a little more time.
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta have some prep ready. But you know,
Back up to
you're
Well,
right.
no,
You're not
he's
wrong. You're not
listen,
wrong.
He said the purpose of automation is to save cost and labor.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, clones are unpredictable.
Yeah, and then he shuts them down.
It's like the difference between NURBS and polygonal modeling. Like you use different things for different purposes. When you want something organic.
All right, nerd. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. Is that Maya speak?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, the taint washer.
A lot of this episode makes
the
me.
taint washer.
The taint washer
Oh, yeah.
and the genital washer.
You're preaching to the choir.
That's a Ridley.
That is a Ridley.
What is it? Or do we get confused because it's every time Ridley is like doing his own lines?
No, I feel like that is a Ridley joke, but maybe you're right.
And this
Maybe
guy
it's
kind of
just
looks like Ridley. Ouch.
Excuse us.
Oh, zing.
I just took Ridley on a real roller coaster ride.
So does
Gave him his ego Scooby
What?
snack, and then fucking said he looks like James Woods.
Ridley's in none of the commentaries this season. The fuck?
He couldn't make it.
what if
Yeah,
we
he's in Israel or something,
just went back to the
feeling like he's Jesus.
taking our baggage out on
What a that seems like a self-destructive vacation.
we together.
This episode makes me think of Jason Besh a lot because I got called into the color. Jason Besh, who's our color lead, and Phil Vose, who works with him as well.
Our stuff through.
I feel like I get called into their office more on this episode than any other episode. It's like, is this dungeon too dark?
Love you.
Is the
Who are those guys?
there are colored leads, so like they're in charge of the entire color team. So every single shadow and shade of color,
Okay.
it's all down to them.
As a sci-fi guy,
But don't you have
or
infinite
as a
verses
sci-fi
of
fan,
verses?
I really love the revelation that there's a kind of Game of Thrones medieval tier of the post-apocalyptic society,
Yeah.
which is like I've never, to my memory, like seen that. Like,
Yeah,
but
just
it makes sense.
mixing
you know?
those kind of genres together.
So
and
it's like, well, while the
fuck.
barbarians are out there like racing in their cars and stuff, it's like you're used to just like, oh, that George Miller genre. It's like, oh, Tina Turner has a bigger garbage heap than you. She's like the queen. But the reality would be more like, oh no, there'd be a medieval people that are like hoarding their white flight like wealth on the perimeter.
So there's Barter Town and Barter Castle.
Yeah.
Both accountable.
Yeah, or like the people in the upper echelon would have some kind of crazy over the top, steampunk castle, and it's like no, just a regular castle, regular like no, it's like they don't need all that.
So Summer's hair is down here. Everyone's going to talk about that.
I love that. Love it.
I mean, she's definitely. Are we allowed to say that outfit is clearly inspired by Turner from Road
Yeah,
Warrior,
okay.
It's
You
legally, we
know.
can't say that.
or Beyond Thunderdome? Sorry.
Or we could say that Summer's outfit is clearly
Look,
inspired
she's
by
a Tommy
something.
gun. Why should she have a Tommy gun?
Well, because they were laying around. They're effective.
They were extra.
They're effective. They work. Proven effective.
She went to the 1920s
3 weeks
museum.
later.
God damn
I love
it.
that Rick sort of at this point he's like, okay, I know. He sees this shit. He sees this relationship
Yeah.
for what it is. He's like, all right, we just gotta wait this one out.
He
We'll-
knows that humanity
This'll
is
resolve
its own
itself.
worst enemy.
This is so
Yeah.
genius, though, guys. This whole scene.
There's Laura Bailey there, and we got Tony Hale right there.
Tony Hale.
I got it.
The famous.
They're recycling. Fucking awesome.
I'm home.
Hey, babe.
I just love that that's the neighbors. There's a spin-off show there somewhere. I don't know.
Blood don't play out.
I mean, part of his long con is hanging out watching TV with Joel McHale. So he's kind of like he's the ultimate passive aggressive prick. Like,
Yeah, it's great. And Morty's just along. He's like, whatever you say, Rick. Whatever you think is gonna
Yeah,
work.
Morty's in total like catharsis. Like his arc is finished and he's just waiting out the rest of the episode.
Yeah, it's great.
Monster when you met me. We were monsters.
But also he cares about his sister, and so he knows that Rick's plan is the way to get his sister back.
Yeah,
Does
exactly.
she have a face tattoo?
Yeah, she's got it's the Mike Tyson one, which we all want. I want that fucking tattoo. Wish I had the balls to fucking get that goddamn tattoo and not give a fuck.
Gotta admit, Rick, when you
I think only pussies get that tattoo. You
Oh,
hear
my
me, Mike
God,
Tyson?
I'm not party to this.
Oh man.
Mike, I did not say that.
It would be worth my death just to know that Mike
That rock does
Tyson
not
was
fit in that
listening to the
briefcase. That's
commentary. It would be worth getting my head punched off.
I met Mike Tyson. He was incredibly nice. He was the nicest human being.
perfect for each other.
I love that he's packing as he's.
Proved your point. I get it. Let's just go home.
Cool deal.
Part of her outfit was high heel shoes, and she, now that
Oh, there are high heel shoes. I like that.
she takes them off, she's like,
Yeah, Rick grabbed the last little ball of. Like he
Such
could have
a
left
dick.
it,
yeah.
but he's like, nope.
go
I
into
want
the
all
garage.
this.
Guys, come on.
Is that a 20-sided die on the corner of the table there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a dice game,
We have to go into the garage.
All the pictures changed back from the last episode. They were all aliens in episode 1.
I want to be alone.
Yeah.
I am
on the wall, all the pictures.
Yep,
They back
yep.
to horses.
Of
and other
course,
shit.
you know that shit was in the attic. I mean, there's a whole
I like that.
I want to run in a stream.
fucking in between episode.
I assume if you're the kind of person that watches commentary, you probably know this kind of thing. I learned on Community, maybe falsely, that downbeat that's what the beginning of a scene before the scene actually starts. It's the downbeat. Like so I've heard that other people call it chuffa or
I'm sure it was
whatever, leather, Q-tips.
Bullshit.
Finish playing down.
But it's like I like downbeat because it's like
Yell out downbeat.
you're coming into the middle of a song
Be okay if
if
I
it's a
went to
proper
visit them?
scene, but you're coming in on a downbeat.
Morty, are you okay?
And that inspired the name of the game, Downbeat.
I just thought it would be funny that
And y'all be playing that in a year.
you're always gonna need a downbeat, but why sit there trying to think of downbeats
And you-
instead of just having a game called Downbeat?
You
that
dumb
everybody's always
shits are gonna be playing Downbeat in 2 years and fucking loving it. Like a
wants to
bunch
go
of
run
sheep.
the
Just
stream?
kidding.
What the fuck? No. Do we have any oranges? I think I got a scurvy coming on.
I don't remember her bringing this
This is the
back
first
when she
mutant
jumped through the hole.
The emotional endings of
Uh-oh.
these episodes is the best part of the episode.
Continuity issue.
No, this is the best
Is
part.
something
No, I
we
love
should
this.
do.
I love the hookers outside in the
Jordan-
background.
Tickets or symbols
Jordan,
or
who
housewarming
can't,
gifts
he's like,
instead.
wait, how come he didn't have the corkscrew from
he's
episode 2?
letting us off the hook for the.
But it's like clearly we're recognizing he's a product of divorce, and he's like, leave it alone, leave this scene alone.
Because everything's
I love the hookers out there. Jerry just needs to save some money up, and then he's gonna be all right.
So, lots of hookers outside, huh?
All right, you know that's a funny, jokey episode. There's a lot of jokes in there, and there's a lot of laughs. And
And if you're not careful, you might learn something.
if you're not, if your walls aren't up, if you let those walls down,
What'd you think, Jordan?
yeah, guys, what'd you got? Both of you, come on, speak up. Let's hear it.
This was a fantastic experience, guys. Thank
Fuck
so much.
you.
Thank you for
Fuck you.
donating to
I was
Planned
talking to
Parenthood
Dan. I was
through
talking to Dan.
your
Justin,
maze.
How do you become
Justin,
a
you were
taint
awful.
washer?
Thanks for donating to Planned Parenthood.
Oh, was this
Let's
the wolf? Or
save
the dog, rather?
women's abilities to.
Oh god, this is so good.
Oh. Probably
Hello there.
gonna cut that, I bet.
You want a snack?
What are we cutting?
You want
Nothing.
my unemployment check?
I just
This
love
is
how
a-
you
this
put
is a
that
Ridley-
into
Tough line.
I feel like this
so
is
good.
Ridley and Guterman wrote this, right? Or did just Ridley
And
write
it
this?
ended with like maybe this drives them nuts, but it's like it ended with him. But Jerry takes a bite of the chips,
And it goes,
the chips make the sound of saying loser.
Yeah. It just we could not figure out how to fucking do that and actually have it.
I look back and I
tracked.
go, should have kept it. It's fine. Like, who cares? It's if you track it, it's absurd.
Well,
Like,
the problem is like we tried to, and it was like, how do you? I'm sure if we really rolled our sleeves up, if Elon Musk can launch a goddamn